introduce myself in Punjabi first and then switch to English. ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਮੈਂ ਨਵਤੇਜ ਰੰਧਾਵਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਲੋਕਲ ਕੰਟੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਪ੍ਰਾਇੋਰਟੀ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਰ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਅਨਲੌਕ ਕਰਨਗੇ ਓਲਡ ਪੈਪਟੋਈ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਨੇ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਕਿ ਓਲਡ ਪੈਪਟੋਈ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਫੀ ਖੁਦਾਈ ਉੱਥੇ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਿਚਰਡ ਡੇਵਿਸਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਰਹੇਗੀ। ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਲੱਥਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ। ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਸਿਗਨੀਫਿਕੈਂਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਮੈਂਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਨੇ। ਆਓ ਰਿਚਰਡ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ। ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਰਿਚਰਡ, welcome to Radio Spice Live.
Sat Shri Akal, Navjeet, and thank you for having Auckland Council on here to share the stories of Old Papatoetoe coming into some new life.
Indeed, and Richard, it's Old Papatoetoe is a very historic place from the Maori times. The Tamaki Maoris have very much laid a lot of foundations between the Tamaki River and the Manukau Harbour. And the name itself translates into the plain ground where the toitoi, the native grass, grows. So, there's a lot of history, the European history starting from the 19th century. And we've seen right from the earlier times, the borough 1946, city in 1965. It's really developed from a very small suburb of 4,000 people in 1948 to 20,000 in 1960, and now it's just absolutely growing with the Southern Motorway. I mean, the heritage speaks of itself with 150 Jubilee in 2012. So just putting in perspective the heritage and the versus the growth. So when you talk about the development, there are a lot of them who've grown up in Old Papatoetoe. You just want to make sure that the balance is kept. So just tell us more about what's been on the horizon and how long it's been going and what's going.
Great, thank you, Navjeet, and I totally identify with your listeners who might have been around the neighbourhood for a very long time. I'm not from around the neighbourhood, but I have been working in Old Papatoetoe for the last 5 to 7 years, working on this program, and we're very mindful of the history and the heritage and the identity of the place and how it's evolved over time. Like, we totally recognise that Old Papatoetoe used to be a small farming town of its own on the railway line. And then in the 1940s, the Great South Road came through, and then the motorway overtook that. And then the city came towards Papatoetoe, and now it's just part of the wider urban fabric of Auckland region. And I suppose as new places grew and infrastructure went to new places, maybe Old Papatoetoe was left behind a little bit. Yes, we've got this lovely 1912 town hall in there, and we've got some nice character features in this town. And I guess that the challenge that we were looking at is after the old borough of 1989 amalgamated into the different cities of Manukau City and now Auckland Council. Auckland Council has a range of properties that we were connected in around the Alan Brewster Centre and the Tavern Lane and the car park and the teaching gardens and the food hub and what used to be an old roller skating rink and a tavern. So these were all Auckland Council properties from the Papatoetoe Borough days. And the part of the council that I work for, which is called the Urban Development Office, we have a job for the ratepayer to kind of look at all of our property stock and see what is working hard and what's not. Properties can sometimes go past their use. They were bought in the 1940s for something, and now they're not needed today. So we had the opportunity to asset recycle a range of council properties. The Tavern Lane car park, that's 100 and something car parks, so 1.4 hectares, and also to develop the old netball courts and the teaching gardens. And so we use these property sales as long with the depot to bring in some funds for the council, which has now enabled this program to take place. And we're very excited, Navjeet, to share with the community that on Monday morning, tomorrow morning, from about 8 a.m., we will have developed 130 terrace homes. We'd have developed over 30,000 square meters of new public open space. And we have now created, from a dead-end tavern lane rat run that you all used to go down to the traffic lights to beat the bus, we now have Cambridge Terrace extended into a stadium lane, and we have the Chambers Laneway all connected. This is all part of other wider upgrades like the Punui train station, the third rail main line next to Papatoetoe, which allows more frequent services. We've upgraded the roofs of Ellen Brewster Leisure Centre and the Town Hall. The new supermarket is something that we help to facilitate and reinvest in and develop the outdoor mall as part of the first 2 stages of the development. And now tomorrow we will open all the public realm. It's going to be a new suburb playground, which is going to have a volcanic theme with the Māori narrative of the mists of Matuoho. And what we're very excited about that is if you're a kid or even an adult and you come down into the playground, there are some little buttons and you can press those buttons and the mist of Matuoho will come out of the ground. So we're very, very excited for that. For the playground, and the road extension should make it easier for people to get to and from the supermarket, but also strengthen the connection from the main street of the town back into the reserve. You know, Papatoetoe Main Street, you can't really see the Ellen Brewster Reserve and everything behind it. So as part of the urban planning design that we've done, the Papatoetoe Mall, the Chambers Laneway, a new laneway through the developments, the Papatoetoe developments, and the new tavern lane with the cafe. These are 4 new sort of laneway spaces to try and connect you back into the ratepayers' community assets, which is the Ellen Brewster Leisure Centre, really, and the Town Hall. So we're very excited, Navjeet, to welcome everybody in Papatoetoe and from beyond into this new investment into the public realm and urban redevelopment. And this is all done by what we call asset recycling, underutilized or underperforming properties, which are now 130 houses. So if the viewers can see this graphic, in the center of the graphic is the Ellen Brewster Leisure Centre. Now, this is obviously illustrative. The green is very green. But all around it, you'll see a few like sausage houses. Those are sort of a simple way of describing 3-story terrace housing development that we've partnered with an iwi and a commercial developer, the Avant Group. And this Whare-tupu development is now the building the first 60 units, and they will go on the market later this year and early next year. And we've also been building a set of 29 terrace housing units at the old Works Depot with our development partner, the New Zealand Housing Foundation. And they built 29 units, which allow a housing continuum opportunity, which means you can almost like rent to buy or have partial ownership of the property. So we're very excited about that. And maybe next year, we've put a little temporary learn to ride area on the food hub, and that will be a future urban development site going forward. So that's what I'd love to share with your listeners here today, Navjeet.
Indeed, it is a very ambitious project. You know, I mean, just they are in them 3 major projects. So you've got the Chambers Laneway, and you've got the Cambridge Terrace extension and the Stadium Reserve upgrade. So it's very much unlocking the potential of this space. So in that capacity, Richard, in terms of the timeline from now on, what can the residents expect in the next 6 months?
Yes. So just to warm you up from the next 6 months, so I just want to share with the listeners the work that Auckland Council staff, we have a team of about 7 of us working on this project to help deliver change to the people of Old Papatoetoe. So we helped to redevelop the New World Supermarket and the outdoor mall. We also sold the Tavern Lane car park for 80 units and the Works Depot. And those funds have been used to create these 3 new public realm projects. So the Chambers Laneway is a new 6-meter wide laneway. This is the particular images of the mall that we previously sold. And then we have a beautiful, beautiful statement mural by Charles and Janine Williams, beautiful Māori artists who have done a special piece around the, like you say, the Papatoetoe, the swamp grass narrative, and the bird of the bittern. So we're very excited about that. And the Stadium Reserve includes new barbecue areas, a little bit of nod to heritage and character, some of the old trees and features of the old velodrome. So down in Alan Brewster Leisure Centre, that used to be an old velodrome, is my understanding. And so
Yes.
those trees and entry features are retained as a nod and to that character. There's a giant Pariri tree that we've taken special care to protect, as well as a sort of a younger Cody tree. Cody's take a long time to grow, but it's quite tall and quite slim. There's 4 Totra trees that we've also managed to retain. So we've been very careful in creating new pathways and new open spaces around some critical biomass of the trees that we wanted to keep. There's a new basketball court that we're very excited for. And instead of the St. George Bowling Club, we've actually demolished deconstructed, actually. And that's a special word, because at Auckland Council, we deconstruct, we don't demolish. So we salvage materials and we reuse some of the demo content. And so we've created a new kickable open space for the community. So if you want to come down and bring your soccer ball or football, you've got a whole new brand new space to play in. And with local board request, the old second bowling green is now going to be a volleyball court. And we've sort of cleaned up the old heritage. There were some old names of New Zealanders in war areas painted on the side of the old bowling green. So we've cleaned that up in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So in the next 6 months, we are really wanting mostly to celebrate. So we put in 3 to 5 years of work here, several millions of dollars. And we'd love to celebrate the people of Papatoetoe coming out to use these places and spaces and connections and linger and enjoy your summer down on the new field. And looking further out, maybe beyond 6 months, where the Learn to Ride area is that you will see opposite the playground, that will be an urban development opportunity. So Auckland Council goes to market to sell those properties to continue to reinvest in the community. So that may come onto the market in the next period of time. And then looking down the future, the Auckland Council Group are exploring and investigating where a potential unfunded community hub might be located. So we're exploring different sites around the town that we have had reports in the council system about the options for those. If you'd like to, we could have another conversation about that at another time. But with that's what we're looking into the future of. And under the local board's guidance, the old post office where the kink in the intersection is at Colmar and Wallace and St. George, we are looking at whether we can remove that building. It's an Auckland Council building, just to make that vacant and sort of prepare it for a long-term opportunity to realign that intersection. So those are something we're exploring, but nothing funded in that front. But we do have people on that. So we're really keen to come and see you out there in the next 6 months as the main.
Wonderful. Well, it's certainly a very positive, aspirational project. And I guess coming into summer, a lot of our listeners would like to know about the park side of it, which is behind, where the old bowling was used to be. So will that be accessible and open to public?
Yes. So it's quite hard to describe what 30,000 square meters of open space is if we're not familiar with that. But we've got an entire new open space down where the St. George Bowling Club was. It used to be it used to be a fenced property with a sort of a 1.5 story large building in it. And we have removed that, and it's now a completely green open space, beautiful for kicking a ball around and having picnics and just passive open space. We're very excited for the new connections and walkways and separated cycleway and the basketball court, and there's some barbecues. There's a lovely slide that goes down to the bottom of the Alan Brewster Centre. A little bit of a sad note on that one is that that slide was going to come down to an early childhood centre called Cody Kids that used to be at the bottom of the Alan Brewster Centre, but sadly they left just in the last few months. So the slide goes down to a place where a new business or community activity might go, but we're very excited about that. And some of the car parking area has just been touched up around the Alan Brewster Centre, and that's along with some of the other upgrades and maintenance work that we've done to the centre with our colleagues at Auckland Council.
Wonderful, Richard. It's exciting hearing all these developments coming through, and yourself being a priority location director. The last few years, and very much coming through the COVID times when it all just kind of came to standstill. I remember, but then again, the work restarted very quickly. So it's been a project with a few challenges as well. But
yes,
nothing's easier when you start to unravel some of the old stones, and
totally.
we wish you all the best. Now, finally, just wanted to know what's happening tomorrow morning, what time it will be accessible to public, and if anybody wanted to be part of the Pōwhiri, are they allowed, and what to expect?
Thanks very much, Navjeet. So tomorrow morning, exclusively at the dawn, the Te Waiahua Iwi, led by the Tiakitai Waiahua Iwi, will be giving an official spiritual blessing to the space called a karakia whakatau, which is to welcome in safety and enjoyment to the space. And that will be done in semi-private with council elected members, including the new local board members. Krishna Nair will be there, who's the new chair. And we've got our new councillors who are returning councillors, Lotu Fuli and Alfila Paina. So they will come and walk the route with the iwi in a Pōwhiri style movement. And then at 7:30 they will break for kai. And then after that, the public are welcome from that time, from about 7:38 in the morning. The fences should be down, and the space should be usable. Now, there's always a few bits and bobs. So the community, it is all finished, but there's a few little snags and tags left, a few plants and a few bits of paint that we haven't quite got there, but we're very close. So there will be some workmen on site in the days following, but only in spot areas. So we're very excited that hopefully tomorrow is another sunny day. Yes, it's a Monday, but that we obviously need to open our work on a weekday. And we hope to have a more formal, I wouldn't say formal, but a more official celebration. We're aiming for the 21st of February. We haven't quite got that locked in, but if you have your pen and paper out or want to write that down, we're going to have a big summer celebration with the community. So we're looking forward to that as well, but maybe just a little bit later in the summer.
Wonderful. Thank you, Richard, for the update. And Radio Spice will be covering from 6 a.m. to, in fact, keep community informed about their new space for them to enjoy and celebrate, I guess, the a very old heritage that that's kept in line with the future projects as well. So well done and congratulations. See you tomorrow.
Great. Thank you very much, Navjeet. And we welcome everybody to come down and see the new life that we've breathed into Old Papatoetoe.
Thank you. Radio Spice the hune ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੁਣੀ ਰਿਚਰਡ ਡੇਵਿਸਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇਰੀ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਪਡੇਟ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਕਰ ਦਵਾਂਗੇ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ।